Hello Shopbox out there, it's a brand new week, so you guys know what that means. A new week with lots of new adventures to be had, and I'm going to be taking you guys along on my adventures I get up to this week. It's Monday and I got up early, ready for work. I had work doing 9 till 3. I got myself showered and changed and had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I then watched a bit of TV, listened to a bit of music, and was just having some bear cuddles. And my dad had taken my mum off to hospital to do some blood tests, so Bear was a little bit restless. So I was just playing with him with his rope toy and calmed him down, and then he was just fast asleep and was just so cute. I then got myself off to work, and whilst on my way to work I was listening to music on my headphones and enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. I then got into work, I got clocked in and put my bag away and got my drink up that I got to have for work. I had some of that, and it was just me and one other colleague on shift. I helped open up my workplace, and then I was just wanting some food and drinks and did some food and drink orders and drinks making, and so I chatted to some of the regulars, and we had people sitting outside as well as inside as it was lovely and sunny. Had a few cyclists come in, and then I was just doing a bit of deep cleaning when it was quiet, and then it got really busy and we had quite a lot of people in for coffees and food, so I was selling so much coffee and lots of food, and we had most of our kitchen staff in the kitchen getting the food all prepped and ready for our spring summer menu, which launches tomorrow. So they're getting that all made and getting lots of photos taken of that ready to put up on our social medias for tomorrow. And then I finished about 3ish and I clocked off, got changed to this t-shirt I'm wearing right now, and then I head off and I went off to get some lunch, and just before I headed off to the shops to get some lunch, I got 2 meal selfies from the bathroom. I was getting changed at work, and I'll show you guys those. I then went off to Co-op and got myself a meal from there, and I got myself a drink for work this evening. I'm now doing a split shift. I wasn't supposed to be working this evening, but one of my colleagues isn't very well, so they asked if anyone was able to work their 6 till close, and we normally finish by about 10:30 at the latest. So I said, yeah, sure, no worries, get us some more hours, and I didn't mind helping her out. So I'm now doing 9 till 3, 6 till 10-ish, 10:30 at the latest, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then I popped into Aldi to have a look at the Best Buy section. I went off to one of the bookshops, loved this one of old books so much, and I went off to have a look in T.G. Jones at some of the notebooks, and then I went off and had a look at some of the child shops. I went off into one of the cafes where one of my mates I go to morning group was, so I was having a lovely chat with them, and then I got some mirror selfies from there, and I'll show you guys those. They've always got such beautiful mirrors in there, and really pretty lanterns and chandeliers and prints on the walls. I then went off to the flower shop and I got some flower starts from there to show you. They've got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there with lovely colourful flowers, and it smells so good in there, all the fresh flowers. And then I was having a lovely chat with the flower show cuteness in there. I got some plant stats for the plant section that I'm showing. Those plants are so beautiful, all the succulents and cactuses and pretty plant pots. Those tomato seed plant pots are so adorable. I then got 3 mirror selfies from there, 2 in front of some of the succulents and cactuses around one of the mirrors, and then 1 in front of some of the bouquets of flowers, and I'll show you guys. That mirror with the plants all around it and that mirror with the flowers around it are so pretty. Love getting mirror selfies around the mirrors with those plants and flowers. I then made way off. I was on my way back, I was listening to music on my headphones, just enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. I then called up Tash and was having a lovely catch up with her. I'm planning to see her tomorrow afternoon after going out for my younger sister's birthday lunch, potentially going for a coffee catch up with her, maybe for a little walk, and if not, hopefully we'll see her on Thursday instead. But yeah, I was having a lovely catch up with her, telling her all about how work had been. And then I got back and my dad had taken Bear off for his walk. Then got back and I had my lunch I got from Co-op. I had some chicken and stuffing sandwiches and these fridge raiders, which are so delicious, with some skips, and had a cup of tea and a bit of Victoria sponge cake that I got from work, which was mwah. I love a bit of Victoria sponge. I then watched a bit of Mad Stewart with my mum. I love that show so much. Aisha Lansby, what a legend. And then my dad got back with Bear from his walk, and I got my uniform ready for work this evening when I go back at 6. And then I was sorting my Bleater Doll out into a new look, and I'll show you guys that. Here's my Bleater Doll's newest look. Starting off with the shoes. She's got these pretty patterned gold high heels on with these white bits of detail on. Then she has these blue denim jeans with some rose embroidery on the sides, which is so pretty, with all the little details on the roses. Then this gold flared sleeved laced top with flared sleeves, and then a gold necklace, and then her black hat. And I've restyled her hair, so I've pushed her fringe back, and she's got these dangly bits of hair either side. And this is the whole look. The golden lace top she has on with these jeans are so pretty. It's giving me golden sun goddess vibes. I then was listening to a bit of music and have just been reading more of this new book I'm currently reading, which is like Heated Rivalry. It's a hockey BL drama and it's so good. Also the font is humongous, which helps because I find it a bit hard when the font's so small to read, so I end up rereading the same line. So this one is a lot clearer to read, thankfully. And I'm now off to read a little bit more of that and have a cup of tea and some more of my custard creams, which I'm loving at the moment. They're my favourite biscuit at the moment. They're just so good. And I'm just going to be chilling before going off back to work this evening, and shall see you with a bit more of the vlog when I'm back from work later on. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at my split shift that I wasn't going to be doing, but one of my colleagues wasn't very well, so I did their evening shift. So I ended up doing 9 till 3, 6 till 10, hoping my colleague who wasn't very well gets better soon. And I hadn't done a split shift in ages, so I got into work, got clocked in and put my bag away and got my drink out that I'd got to have for my lunch whilst on the way back, but I ended up saving it to have for work this evening. So I had a bit of that, and was just getting a load of the cleaning and clothes shops done that I could get done. And we were sorting out the Deliveroo app with the new spring summer menu that launches tomorrow. So my supervisor, I was on shift here, was getting that sorted out. So whilst they were sorting that out, I was just cleaning the coffee machine and the OJ machine and stuff like that, just around her to try to get as much done while she was sorting out that. And then once she was finished, she had a lunch break. I did some drinks making, was doing a few coffees, some hot chocolates, getting quite confident on the coffee machine now, which I'm loving. And then I was chatting to some of the regulars that came in. I was cleaning tables inside as well as outside. There were quite a few people sitting outside as it was a lovely sunny evening. And whilst cleaning tables up there, I got a snap of this pretty sunset with the lanterns outside. We have some lights that are so pretty, and I'll show you guys that. It's such a pretty sunset, and I'm loving the outside area of my workplace at the moment. We've got the umbrellas up and the little fairy lights, and it's looking so cozy out there. I then was just wanting some more food and drinks and doing some food and drink orders, and then it quieted down and we just got the rest of the clothes and cleaning jobs done, and I finished about 10ish, clocked off, and I'm now not in work till Friday evening. I then got picked up by my mum and went off to Tesco's so I could get myself some tea, and I ended up getting some flower sacks from the flower section. I'll show you guys those. They've always got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there. I then got myself one of those chicken Caesar pasta pots that are so good. I then got a custard slice from the pudding section and a lemon Fanta. Lemon Fanta is probably one of my favourite types of Fanta they do. I then got back and got into my PJs, and then for my tea I had my chicken Caesar pasta pot and had my custard slice for my pudding, and I'll show you guys that. The chicken Caesar pasta pot I had for my tea and that vanilla slice was so delicious, and I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, then put that away and then watch today's Home Away and UK soaps, and then I'm going to be reading a little bit more of this book here which my younger sister got me, called Off the Ice, which is very similar to Heated Waifu, which I also love, and I'm really enjoying it. And the writing in this book is a lot bigger font, so it's easier for me to read, as some books I do struggle with when the writing is so small. I end up repeating the words when reading sometimes, so this book having larger font really helps me out. And I hope you guys all have a lovely rest of your evening and all have had a great start to your week, and to see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday and I got up after a lie-in, and it's my younger brother and sister's birthday today, so I put up a birthday post of stuff I've done when they were babies. I cannot believe they're 27 now, which means I must be getting old as well. I am going to be 29 in June, last of my 20s, which is very scary to think. And then I had some breakfast. I had some lemon curd toast with a cup of tea for my breakfast and just watched a bit of TV. Just a bit of music. I was playing with Bear out in the garden. It was a lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies. I was playing with him with his rope toy, which he loves. And then I was just listening to a bit of music, working on some illustrations and colours I'm dozing, and reading a bit more of Off the Ice, which is such a good book. I'm really enjoying that. And then I tidied up my office and my dolls and dollhouse a little bit. And then I gave my younger sister her birthday card and her present. And then I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, and listened to a bit of Kylie. And my younger brother is in Alton Towers for his birthday with some of his mates, and I messaged him and my younger sister birthday messages. And then I was just watching some stuff off record I did watch, and was just watching some of the soap episodes from last night that I didn't get around to watching, and I've caught up on those. And then my mum went off to pick my grandma up and went off and got a Butties lunch that we were having for my younger sister, as she wanted to get a Butties, and I love Butties. These are such great sandwiches. And my mum came over with my grandma and they got Butties lunch, and I had a coronation chicken baguette, and I'm sure you guys. Coronation chicken baguette I had from Butties was so delicious. I had that with a cup of tea and had a little bit of Battenberg. And then my younger sister opened her birthday cards and presents for my mum, dad and grandma. And then I headed off to go meet Tash at our workplace for the new food menu launch that was happening today. And I got one of the menus to take home with me to revise the new menu, and they now come in a nice green little booklet, which is really cute. And we also got our new worktops, as well as having the food menu launch. We also got new worktops as well, and I got 2 of those and put those in my bag along with the menu, and then joined Tash outside and got a cola from there, and sat and chilled with Tash out in the beer garden, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. And then we got ourselves ready to go off on a massive walk, and we went off to the corner shop to get a drink to have whilst on our walk. And then we went off and had went inside the child shops and went off to Surroundings. It's a really cool shop that sells lots of really cool arts and crafts bits, and sells some prints, socks, stationery, all things that I love. And Tash got some snaps from me from there that I'm sure you guys, which is so cute. And for some of the really pretty prints they have up in there, and was having a lovely look around there and had a great chat with the shopkeeper in there. I got some snaps from some of the really cool little displays they have with all the little trinkets and arts and craft bits that they sell. I'm sure you guys those. It's just so cozy in there and really aesthetically pleasing. I then head off with Tash and had a look around some more of the shops and got a mirror selfie from one of the shops. I'm sure you guys that. We then head off on our walk. I went on such a big walk up some very steep hills. We had such a great time, and we listened to some music whilst on our walk, and we had our drinks that we got from the corner shop, and I got some flower starts whilst on our walk, and I'm sure you guys. I was able to get some really pretty blossom snaps, and those wisteria are so beautiful. Wisteria don't normally come out until the end of May, but as it's been so warm and sunny, they've come out really early this year, and it's just so pretty. And then Tash got some snaps of food whilst on our walk, and I'm sure you guys those. got some really great snaps with me also on our walk, and we also got a mirror selfie from one of the Country Lane mirrors, and I'll show you guys that. It's become a bit of a tradition to get a mirror selfie from that Country Lane mirror from our walks. We've done the walk quite a few times now. It's always such a lovely walk. And then we stopped off at the corner shop to get some bits from there, and then went off to one of the pubs on the way back and got a drink from there. And I got an Orange and Pacific J2O, and I'll show you guys. Orange and Pacific J2Os are one of my favourite things to drink. I said to Tash, it's a good thing we don't have this at our workplace, otherwise I'd be drinking it all and we would have none in stock. And then I got some mirror selfies from there, and I'll show you guys those. Those mirrors are so beautiful. We then made our way back, and I thanked Tash for a lovely day and gave her a big hug, and she headed back to hers, and I then made my way off to have a look in the bookshop. I love this one of old books so much, and was reading some Doctor Who magazines they had in there, and was tempted to get one, but I ended up not getting one in the end. I then made my way back from there, and whilst on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones. I got back and my older sister was over to see my younger sister and gave her presents and cards, and then she headed off, and I'm now off to go and write a bit more of my journal entry for today, and just read some more of Off the Ice, and have a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits, and just chill before going to Jigsaw this evening, and see you with more of the vlog when I'm back from that. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back for being at Jigsaw volunteering that I do on Tuesday nights. It's the first session back after being off for Easter half term, so I was really excited to get back to youth club. I love helping out there, always have so much fun helping out with the kids, and we were doing a murder mystery evening, and I always love playing Cluedo, and role play games are always so much fun. And we all had characters, we were given name tags with our characters' names on, and given all booklets with information about the character and their backstory and how they're related to the victim of the murder case. And it was just so much fun, and we had to ask questions for the people playing the characters to the right of us and work out who the killer was. And then it was the end of the session, and I got picked up by my dad, got back and put my Jigsaw volunteering t-shirt in the wash, and got back into this t-shirt I wore earlier on. And my older sister was over, and I had some tea, and for tea we had fish and chips, and I had fish cake and chips, and I'll show you guys that. The fish cake and chips I had for my tea were so delicious. And then my older sister told our younger sister to close her eyes as she had something in the kitchen, and she'd got a plain Victoria sponge cake with icing on, and had written on the top of it, I'm 27, no money, no prospects, a burden, frightened, with squares with ticks on it, which is a reference to Pride and Prejudice. Such a mood, and I'm sure you guys that. I love that. I posted a snap of that onto my social media with the Pride and Prejudice theme behind it, and yeah, it's such a pretty cake. Well done to our older sister doing that for our younger sister, who is Pride and Prejudice obsessed. I mean, who doesn't love a bit of Pride and Prejudice? I especially love the BBC version with Colin Firth as Mr. Darcy. He is stunning as Mr. Darcy in the BBC adaptation. And I'm now off to go and watch New Interior Design Masters with Aaron McCart. I love that show so much. And then I'm going to be watching Today's Home Away and UK Soaps, and just see more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday, and I got up early ready to go off to the garden centre, my happy place, and I had some lemon curd toast with a cup of tea for my breakfast, watched a bit of TV, listened to a bit of music, and was just playing with Bear out in the garden with his rope toy, and it was another lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies. I then head off to get the bus to the garden centre, and whilst on my way up to get the bus, I was listening to music on my headphones, sat and waited for the bus, and it didn't take too long for the bus to arrive. Got on the bus and got to the garden centre, had to cross over the main road to get down the country lane where the garden centre is, and there was a lot of roadworks going on, so there was so much traffic, so I was stuck at the island when crossing over for what felt like forever. Finally got across and got down and into the garden centre, and headed off inside of the garden centre and went straight off towards the home section, and I've got a load of summer and spring stuff out on display at the moment, and I've got some snacks from there that I'll show you guys. It's so pretty. You've got some really beautiful pillows and some plates and mugs and pottery, so I was having a really nice look around there. And then I went off and had a look around at the stationery section and at the plushies and the books and some mugs and socks and bits like that. And then I went off to the sweets section and got some rainbow belts and also got some fudge from the sweets section. I then went off and had a look around at the plant section, and I got some plant sets. That plant section is huge. They always have such great plant displays with lots of beautiful succulents and cactuses and pretty patterned leaves and beautiful plant pots with really pretty patterns on. I then went off to the outside area of the garden centre and had a look at some of the water features and little plaques with lyrics and quotes that you can put up in your garden. And then I made my way over to the flower section and I got some daily snacks. I was able to get some really beautiful dahlia snacks with such lovely colours and patterns on. They're such beautiful flowers. I then went off and got some mirror stuffings from some of the outside mirrors that you could put up in your gardens, and got 2 from inside of the garden centre from the home section, and I'll show you guys. These mirror stuffings I got are so beautiful. I love those pretty mirrors with the pretend flowers around the mirrors, and those funky ones with the bees on and pretty patterns on from outside the garden centre with outside mirrors you can put up in your gardens. I then got some more flower snacks and I'll show you guys those. I got some ranunculus flower snaps. They're so beautiful. Some of my favourite flowers to get snaps off at the moment because it's got such beautiful colours and patterns on, and got some really nice colourful things on my flower snaps, which is sort of lovely vibrant colours. I just love flower and plant photography so much. I then made my way back and got the bus back, and I got the bus a few bus stops away from my house and went off to One Stop to get myself some lunch from there. I also got my mum some nougat, which she loves, as a belated birthday present for her, and got those sweets when getting that. And I got myself a drink and some lunch from the meal deal section from One Stop. And then I made my way back, and on my way back I was listening to music with my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. I then got back and gave mum the nougat for her belated birthday present, and then had my lunch. I had some chicken Caesar wraps. Chicken Caesar wraps are my favourite type of wraps. They're so good. I just love Caesar salad dressing so much. And then I had my Corner Miller yogurt with the white and dark chocolate baubles on, which is so good. It's one of my favourite yogurts to have. And I had got my drink from there, but I had that on my walk back as it got quite hot. And then I was just listening to a bit of music, reading some more of Off the Ice, which is such a good book, very similar to Heated Rivalry, which I'm loving. And I love an enemies to lovers story. And then I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks, some funny dog and cat videos and sea lion videos, and just tidied up my office and dolls and dollhouse. And then my dad took my mum off to the hospital for an appointment. Then I got back and I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and posted some TikToks. I was just working on some more illustrations, colouring some days in. And then for tea we had curry, and I'll show you guys that. The curry that we had for tea was so delicious. I then helped tidy away the kitchen, and then I was just writing a bit of my journal entry and had a cup of tea and some of custard cream biscuits and read some more of Off the Ice, and then went off for a little evening stroll, and I got some flower stats and I'll show you guys those. I was able to get some really beautiful flower stats whilst on my walk. Lots of lovely colourful flowers, lots of blossoms, I just love springtime with lots of beautiful colourful flowers, lots of tulips and lots of blossoms. I also listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the sunshine and blue skies. I then sat on a bench and let my legs have a bit of a rest and was listening to the bird song. And then, as it is Earth Day today, I got some nature snaps as well, and I'll show you guys those. I'm so lucky to live out in the countryside where I have a lot of woodland that I can explore, and there's lots of woodland walks, lots of beautiful nature, lots of beautiful trees and waterfalls and bridges. I always love exploring and going on my nature walks. I then got home and I finished writing my journal entry for today. I then put that away and I'm now off to go and watch those Henry and UK soaps, and then watch some more episodes of HBO Just Add Water. That's on Netflix, and it was one of my favourite shows as a kid, and the feature absolutely slaps. And I'll see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Thursday and I got up after a lie-in. I then had some breakfast, and for my breakfast I had some buttered toast and a cup of tea. I've been really loving my buttered toast at the moment. I then was just listening to a bit of music and watched some TV. I then played with Bear out in the garden, and it was a lovely, beautiful sunny day with lots of lovely sunshine, and the weather has just been so lovely at the moment. So I was playing with him out in the garden with his rope toy. I then was just listening to a bit of music and working on some more illustrations, coloring some of those in and listening to a bit of music. And I've been obsessed with Zara Larsson's Midnight Sun live version she did. Her vocals are absolutely incredible. And then I just watched some TikToks and some vlogs and some furry dog and cat videos, and then I got myself ready to go off for a walk. And whilst on my walk I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. I then made my way up to the high street and had a look around some of the child shops, and I got this OMG LOL surprise doll, which is stunning. She's got these beautiful big eyes, and she's got some pink eyeshadow on and pink lips, and she's got a fringe and these ponytails at the back and these dangly bits at the front of her face here, which is so pretty. I love the hair, it's so long and it's layered as well, and she has this silver corset with like straps with a little choker necklace here attached to the outfit, and then some pink, hot pink sparkly shorts. And then I love the fact that OMG dolls come with acrylic nails. You can see them on here. They're so detailed, and they have like the hand like marks on your hands as well. These dolls are so detailed, and I love the big eyes and the winged eyeliner and the lashes and the pink on the lips on the eyes as well. And I'm really happy I found this doll. It's probably one of my favourite child shop doll finds I've had for a while. She is missing her shoes, but this doll is like 30 quid in shop. I got this for £2, so I think it's a bargain. Despite not having the shoes, I don't mind, because I probably would have put the shoes on my Beta doll anyway. And then I went off to the bookshop. I love the smell of old books so much, and was having a look at some of the Doctor Who books and magazines they have in there. And then went off to Aldi's Best Buy section. I love Aldi's Best Buy section. And then went off to the cafe in the high street, and I always love going in there to get hot chocolates, and I got a hot chocolate, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious. I then just sat and chilled in there for a little bit, and then I got some Mersaft from there, and I'll show you guys those. We've got so many beautiful mirrors in there, and I always love getting Mersaft from there with really cute lanterns and prints in there as well. I was then having a lovely chat with two of the people in there who I know, and I was having a lovely chat with them. And then I went off down to my town's castle to have a walk around the gardens. They're so beautifully kept, and they've got lots of beautiful tulips and roses and wisteria. I got snaps from there that I'll show you guys. These roses are around that window, and the wisteria all along the back of the castle is so beautiful, and all the beautiful colourful tulips as well. I love walking around the gardens, they're so beautiful, and I feel so lucky to have a castle right on my doorstep that I can go and explore. I then made my way back, and whilst on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones, I then got back and my mum was out for lunch with my grandma, which they do on Thursdays, and my dad's car had been taken off to have some work done on it. And then my mum got back and took my dad up to get the car once it finished having the work done on it. And I then was just listening to a bit of music, working on some more illustrations and kind of some dozing. I was reading a bit more of Off the Ice, and I had a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits, which are my favourite biscuit at the moment. I watched some vlogs and TikToks, and some furry dog and cat videos and some sea lion videos, and got a message in our games group chat that Games That is not on this evening, which means I get an evening to just chill. And then I was just listening to a bit of music and working on a new illustration, and I'll show you guys that. Here's my newest illustration for you guys. Starting off with the shoes, she's got these thigh-high boots with sparkles on. I love a bit of sparkle. Then she has this handbag with all black heart and all buckle. And then she's got this black heart ring and some black acrylic nails. Then she has this heart-cut dress with this belt with a little bit of lace, loving a little bit of detail on the belt. Then she has this little whoosh little waffled bit up here with a collar and a little brooch with these shoulder pads, loving shoulder pads at the moment. And she has this black earring in with these studs at the top of her ear. Then she has this long flowing hair all the way down here. And then I love the face. She's got some winged eyeliner. I'm really loving doing my winged eyeliner at the moment for my illustrations. I'm really into my shoulder pads at the moment. Very Dynasty, very 80s vibes. I then was just working on a little bit of my short story that I've just been working on. My mum and dad then got back, and my dad took Bear off for a walk, and then my dad got back with Bear for his walk. And for tea I had pizza, and I'll show you guys that. I just had a cheese pizza for tea, and it was so delicious, nice and cheesy, just how I like it. I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK soaps. First I'll do my journal entry for today, then put that away, and then I'm going to be watching some more of I'm a Celeb, and just see you more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday, and it's the end of the week and almost the weekend. And I got up early, showered and changed, ready to go off to morning group, and had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I then just watched a bit of TV and was listening to music. I was playing with Bear out in the garden with his rope toy. It was another lovely sunny day. The weather has been so good at the moment. And then I got dropped to morning group by my dad. I then got to morning group and we were doing some baking, and I always love doing baking at morning group. Baking is one of my favourite things to do at morning group. It's so much fun. I was helping some of the others, and I was quite quick at doing the baking, and we were making scones or scones, whichever way you prefer to say it, and they were looking really good. They had risen really well. We then tidied away and washed up, and then had some cups of tea and biscuits and a good natter, and we were just discussing about how our weeks had been. And then I got a snap of the scones once they were finished, and I'll show you guys those. They turned out really well, and then I got picked up by my mum, and she dropped me off to the garden centre after morning group. I then got into the garden centre and headed off to the flower section. I got some flower stats from there that I'll show you guys. I was able to get some really beautiful flower stats with lots of lovely colours on, lots of nut colours, and then I went off and had a look around at the home section, and I got some snaps from the home section and show you guys. That plant pot with the vegetables all over it is so cute, and the tote bags and the mugs and the vases and all the pretty candles. I was having a lovely look around there. I went off to the plushie section and the sweet section. I was looking at some of the cakes and biscuits they had in the little sweet and cake section, and had a look at the stationery, at some of the notebooks. And then I was chatting with one of my mates who works there. I was having a lovely catch up with them. I then went off to the plant section, got some plant stats from there, and I'll show you guys those. That plant section is huge, and they've got a load of new plant displays in, so I was having a lovely look around there. I was able to get some really pretty plant stats, lots of succulents and cactuses and pretty patterned plant pots. And then I made my way back, and whilst on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the sunshine and blue skies, and got some flour snacks whilst on my way back, and I'll show you guys those. We've got such beautiful colours on these flowers, and all the wisteria and the tulips and the roses are just so beautiful. I then got myself some lunch from One Stop. I wanted to get some jam and clotted cream from One Stop for the scones, but I couldn't find any clotted cream, so I ended up having to go to 2 more different shops, and I finally managed to get some from Aldi. And on the way there, I'd walked past my workplace and Tash and Jamie were having lunch there, so I went over and had a chat with them. And one of our colleagues who's off on holiday tomorrow was sat out with one of our workers, so I had a quick chat with her as well and wished her a lovely holiday. And then I went off and I finally managed to get some clotted cream and some jam for my scones. I then got back and I had my lunch. I had some chicken Caesar wraps. I bloody love chicken Caesar, it's so good, and some pork cocktail crisps, and had a lemon Fanta. I drank that on the way back as it's so hot out there at the moment, but we did a little bit of a breeze, which is good. And then I had my scone with some jam and cream. I do it jam then cream, others do it cream then jam, but I do it my way and it's so good. I'm sure you guys a snap of that. It was so delicious, and I had a cup of tea in my new flower mug I got the other day. And then my dad got back from taking Bear for a walk, and then my mum got back from a doctor's appointment, and I watched Escape to the Country, a little bit of Firebound, and some episodes of Garden Rescue, and then just listened to a bit of music, worked on some more of my illustrations, cut some days in, tidied my office and Dolls and Dollhouse up a little bit, and was reading a bit more of Off the Ice. And I then got my uniform ready for work this evening. I'm doing a 5 till close, and then I was just playing with Bear out in the garden, and then I got a snap of him on the sofa, and I'm going to show you guys that. He is so adorable, and I'm now off to go and read some more of Off the Ice and have a cup of tea and some of my custard creams and just chill before going off to work this evening, and just see you with a bit more of the vlog later on. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I had work doing 5 till close, so I got myself ready for work. I then got dropped to work by my dad. I then got into work, got clocked in and put my bag away and had a drink for work, and I got that out and had some of that. And it was just me and one other colleague on shift to start with. Another one of our colleagues came in at 6, and I was just doing some running of food and drinks and cleaning tables and just some food and drink orders and drinks making, lots of wine pouring and pint pouring, and someone chatted to some of the workers. And it was a lovely sunny evening, so we had lots of people sitting outside, ourselves inside, lots of people outside enjoying the beautiful sunshine. And then one of our colleagues I was on shift with got to finish about 8ish, so it was just me and another one of my colleagues until close, so I could go on with loads of cleaning and close jobs that I could get done, and finished about 11:30ish. I then clocked out, got my bag, I got picked up by my mum. I then got home, got into my PJs and put my dirty clothes in the wash and got my clean uniform ready for work tomorrow night. And then for my tea, I had a mac and cheese, and I'll show you guys that. The mac and cheese was so delicious, nice and cheesy, just how I like it. I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home and Away. I only have Home and Away to watch this evening as there's no Emmerdale or Coronation Street due to football, and there's no EastEnders on Friday nights anymore, and no Hollyoaks either. So I'm now just going to be finishing watching Home and Away, and then read more of Off the Ice, have a cup of tea and some of my custard creams, and just chill and receive more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday, and I hope you guys are having a lovely start to your weekend. I got up after a lie-in. I then got showered and changed and had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I was then just watching a little bit of TV and listening to some music and playing with Bear with his whip toy out in the garden. It was another lovely sunny day with beautiful sunshine. The weather has been so lovely at the moment. And then I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos and sea lion videos, and just reading a bit more of Off the Ice. I had a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits, worked on some illustrations and a little bit of my short story that I've been working on. I was just tidying up my office and Dolls and Dollhouse a little bit, and then I got myself ready to go off for a walk. I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies, and made my way up to the high street, where I went off and had a look around some of the charity shops, went off to one of the book shops and to Aldi. I had a look at Aldi's Best Buy section. Always have a lovely time looking around at the Best Buy section in Aldi, and then popped to the flower shop and I got some flower sets from there that I'll show you guys. They've always got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there with lovely colourful flowers, and those sunflowers are so beautiful. Sunflowers are one of my favourite flowers to get snaps off. I then was having a lovely chat with the flower shop keepers in there, and then got some plant snaps from the plant section, and I'm sure you guys those. I was having a lovely look around at the plant section. There's a lady new succulents in, and I love succulents and cactuses and all the pretty patterned leaves and the pretty plant pots. Those tomato soup plant pots are so cute. And then I went off and had a look around some more of the shops, and then bumped into Tash, who had just finished her shift and is on a split shift. So I was having a quick chat with her, and I got myself a pizza from Greggs, and I got myself this raisin cinnamon swirl thing from one of the cafes in the high street when having a nose in there. It's just opened up and it's really cool in there, and one of my mates works in there, so I was having a chat with them. I then got myself a drink from Co-op to have for the walk back, and got a drink for work this evening as well, and then made my way back. And once on my way back, I was listening to music on my headphones, and I got back and I had my pizza that I'd got from Greggs, had a pepperoni pizza, and then I ended up having a little bit of a nap. I then was just watching some stuff off record to catch up on, and I've got my uniform ready for work this evening, and I'm now just going to be reading a bit more of Off the Ice and have a cup of tea and some more of my custard creams and just chill before work this evening, just see you a bit more of the vlog when I'm back from work this evening. It's late on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I had work doing 5 till close, so I got myself ready for work, and then got dropped to work, and then got into work, got clocked in and put my bag away, and got my drink out to have for work that I got early on in the day. I had solved that, and then did a massive cleanup of tables outside. We had lots of people sitting outside enjoying the lovely sunshine with lots of cocktails, lots of wines, lots of apple spritz, and we've now got deck chairs out there, so we had lots of people sitting in the deck chairs, and it's just me and one other of my colleagues on shift until Tash came back in at 6. She'd been on a split shift, and then I was just running lots of food and drinks, doing food and drink orders and drinks making, and pouring lots of wines and doing lots of pint pouring, and just getting on with the cleaning and close jobs. And my colleague that I was on with, Kes, she finished early as she's on a split shift and on open the next day. So it's me and Tash on till close, and we absolutely smashed the close, and we got out for about 11ish. I then clocked out, got my bag and got picked up by my dad, got home and got to my PJs, and then for my tea I had a salad that my mum had made for me. She always makes the best salads, and I'll show you guys that. The salad was so delicious. I then just watched a little bit of Father Brown, and I'm not off to go and finish my journal entry for today, put that away, and then I'm going to be reading a little bit more of Off the Ice, and I've got my uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing a 10 till 5, which means I get a little bit of a lion, and I'll see you more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and I got up after a little bit of a lion as I didn't have work until 10. I was doing 10 till 5. I then got up and got myself ready for work. I then had some toast and a cup of tea, watched a bit of TV and just listened to a bit of music, and was playing with Bear in the garden. It was a lovely sunny day. The weather's been so nice. It's not supposed to be so nice towards the end of this week, but so far it's been lovely, so I'm making the most of it. I then got dropped to work by my dad, got into work, and it was me and 2 other colleagues on shift, and it was super busy with the sunshine. It brought lots of people sitting outside, having lots of cocktails and having their food outside. We also had quite a lot of people inside as well, so I was just running lots of food and drinks, cleaning tables and doing food and drink orders and drinks making, and so on, chat to some of the regulars. We then had a musician come in from 12 till 2, playing out in the garden area, so we were having that whilst people having their food and drinks in the beer garden, which is really nice. And then I got to have a lunch break, and I ended up going off to get some food from Greggs, and I had a cheese onion bake with a vanilla slice, and I'll show you guys that. The cheese onion bake and vanilla slice I had for my lunch was so delicious with some cola, and I set my alarm to go off when my lunch break was over, I was just listening to some music on my headphones and just scrolling through social media, watching some TikToks and some vlogs, just chilling whilst on my lunch break. Then my alarm went off to signal the end of my lunch break, so I then put my headphones back in my bag and then put my plate into pot wash and then continued on with my shift. I was just running some morphine drinks, cleaning tables and doing some morphine drink orders, lots of pint pouring and wine pouring. And then from 3 till 5 it was just me and one other colleague on shift. My other colleague I was on shift with got to finish early as she was back in the evening and she was on split shift. And then the last hour just dragged a little bit, so I was just doing lots of deep clean jobs that I could get done and just cleaning lots of tables outside as well as inside. And then I finished at 5, then clocked off, got my bag, and then I made my way off, and I'm not in till Thursday. I've got 3 days off now. I then made my way back, and whilst on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the sunshine and blue skies. I got some flower snacks and I'll show you guys those. I was able to get some really beautiful flower snacks whilst on my way back, having a lovely Sunday stroll, and was able to get some really pretty wisteria and rose snaps and tulip snaps. The roses and wisteria have come out super early this year. Normally they don't come out until May time. Because the weather's been so hot and sunny, they've come out super early, which has been great as I've been able to get some really pretty wisteria and rose snaps already. I love roses and wisteria and all the pretty colourful tulips. I then went off and got some cash out for the week ahead from the co-op, and then I got back and my grandma was over for tea. My mum was getting a roast ready and it smelled so good. And then my older sister came over, so did my older brother and his girlfriend, and I then put my work uniform in the wash and just worked on my journal entry for today. There's some music and just was chilling, and we did a bit more off the ice and had a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits. And then my younger brother and his girlfriend arrived and we had our Sunday roast, and I'm sure you guys that. The Sunday roast was so delicious, and after serving lots of Sunday roast at work this afternoon, I was so excited for the Sunday roast. It did not disappoint. I then helped tidy with the kitchen, and then for pudding we had some donuts. I had mine with a cup of tea, and I'm sure you guys that. The donuts that we had for pudding were so delicious, lovely and sugary. We then watched a bit of this David Attenborough wildlife documentary. I love a bit of David Attenborough. We then watched a bit of Auntie's Roadshow, and my grandma then got dropped home, and I'm now off to go and play some games with my siblings. I've got this one to play. It's called Time of Celebrity, where you have to put the events in chronological order, and the first one to do that wins. I'm very good with history events, especially pop culture, so this should be right on my street. So looking forward to playing that with my siblings. I'm then going to finish writing my journal and put that away, and then I'm going to be watching tonight's Corrie and Emmerdale. It's on this evening instead of Monday night for some reason. And hope you guys have all had a lovely week and weekend, and all have a great new week ahead. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you with a new vlog very soon.